So for today, we're going to be looking at the Stasis armor. So you might be wondering, why are we in game? This is not how you usually do it, specifically because with the new changes on my channel, which the name change is one of them, I'm going to be doing some models for my characters as well, because my fire team is going to be showcased. And what I mean by that is, I promise you this makes sense for what I'm doing right now. So first and foremost, the way I see my guardians, and I should probably back out real quick. The way I see my guardians when it comes to like the fire team, so to speak, is that the Titan and Hunter are both male, and then the Warlock is a female. That's how I usually see how I envision my guardians. So from then on, I'm just going to be showcasing the male for these two and then the female for the Warlock. If I get some pushback, if people are like, no, I want to see the male and female versions, then I'll probably just revert back to that, or I will probably do the shorts still with the female and male counterparts. But for these main portion videos where I showcase the stuff that I've made, I will most likely just show you the fixed genders. But again, if you guys don't like that and you guys want me to just keep on doing the both genders, let me know in the comments below. But I'm just going to keep doing this because it's not only going to be easier to actually push out the content because I don't have to do anything crazy editing. I literally just make the video and then just edit it, and that's it. Because there is a lot to do when I have to do the different genders. Nothing too crazy now since I don't have to rotate them, but it's just a day compared to like 2 to 3 days, if not more sometimes. So that is why we're going to be doing this. So for the hunters, obviously the Vergless Stalker cloak is what's being sold. Now, if you don't know, which I should probably mention, and I'll always mention this in these type of videos, but the Fortnite armor is available and the Stasis armor is available. And unfortunately, you have missed out on 2 pieces of it, which is the arms and the boots, I think. So if you are missing out on those, don't worry. You can buy them for a reduced cost. I think each piece that you miss is $3. So for example, let's say I didn't have all of the diamond normal pieces, I didn't have the boots and the arms, it would be $6 that I would have to pay. I know that sucks, but it's better than 15, dog. The only thing I don't know is the Fortnite armor, because the Fortnite armor is not even in the store, which is a little weird because I thought it was. So that's the only thing that's unfortunate. But if I'm being honest, I think the cloak and the chest piece and the helmet are probably the best pieces. The arms and boots are pretty good, but the chest piece I think is like a major one that you guys should get. So let's get back to the hunter piece. So for this one, I decided to go with the Assassin's Cowl specifically because of these. The shurikens is something I like to use when I use Assassin's Cowl, because I get 2 charges and it's pretty simple to kill someone, or at least like a red bar with this. So that's why I combine both of them. The grip ease with the, oh, actually I don't have them on, huh? That's crazy. All right, so the grip ease with her Eternal Vengeance vest, interlaced strides, and then the Vergless Stalker cloak. Shader wise, ultra plasmic for everything but the cloak. Super black is just a better choice because if I did the ultra plasmic, it like makes it less dark. Yeah, so that's specifically why I did it. Don't get it twisted though, this cloak is pretty terrible when it comes to shadering, because again, it's just, look at this red. It's the fact that this has an overglow on the actual cloak. It has a glow over it, which is what I mean. So that's why I'm not the biggest fan of this, but overall I think this one is pretty cool. I will just say that when it comes to shading, you could actually do something else instead. If you really wanted to just retain some of that Stasis fashion, you could do something like this, and I would probably go back to super black just because it darkens everything. And this actually looks pretty decent. I was actually going to do this, but I was like, I don't really care for that, if I'm being honest. You could also do this one if you want. I don't think that would be a good one, but I think this one just came out way better. Hunters, let me know what you guys think. As for Titans, we have Blastwave Striders with the Cracked Iceberg Mark, with the Cracked Iceberg Gauntlets, Veritas Plate, and then the Meridian Constellation Helm. Be aware the Meridian Constellation Helmet is from a season pass, a specific season pass. So this might not be available to you, which is fine. I'll probably go in the game and see, or we're already in the game. I'll probably go in and see if I would switch it out for something else. But this one's pretty simple. Dreaming Spectrum, because the crystals actually do change color quite a bit. So I wanted to get a crystal, the iceberg gauntlets, something close to the actual helmet, because it's not a one-to-one, mind you. This is way more bluish than this one. This is much more pink, but from afar it actually looks pretty decent. I mean, to be fair, you could also just this one again, and this one's pretty decent. The only reason I didn't want to do this is because I want the Blastwave Striders, the crystals, to stand out, which with this it doesn't really stand out, so that's kind of like why I didn't do that. For the helmet, let's actually go in. Let me see, what would I actually do for the helmet? This one would ooh, that's pretty rough. Actually, this one's pretty, wow, this is actually really cool. So yeah, I'd probably do something like this. I mean, this is not crystal at all, but it's like glass adjacent, so that's probably why I would be okay with this. But I would understand why some people wouldn't like that, because it's too clean compared to, like, you know, this. I mean, to be fair, this is also super clean, but there's cracks and stuff, so that's why I understand some people might like that a little bit more. But there's a few things you could do. Honestly, this would all, if it didn't have that blue overglow, I feel like this one would be pretty dope. No, it has to be crystallish or crystalline at least. You could do this helmet. I would just switch out the arms, or yeah, actually it would have to be the arms, huh? Maybe something like this, or you could go casual. You could do something like this as well. This is also why I wanted to do this in game, so that way I can actually change it up in game, so that way I can give you more options instead of just like the static rolls that I give you, because I feel like this is just way better. But Titans, let me know what you guys would be doing. And last but not least, we have the Warlocks with the Astral Stasis Drake Warlock mask, the Crystal Sphere gloves and bond, the Pruna Luster boots, and then the Rhyme Coat raiment. So I think this one goes kind of hard. The whole spiel for this one was kind of like Dragon Queen type of thing, and I think this one came out really good. I really like the Queensguard Valor shader for this one. I feel like it goes really well with everything, because specifically, and I don't know if you guys know this, but this glow goes so hard with the crystals, which is why I chose Queensguard Valor, because the shadering is really good. Because the shadering right here at the top, you see it's like a really dark purple, which goes really well with the crystals. I wanted a little bit more crystals in there as well, because I feel like the Crystal Sphere bond's just not enough. I mean, to be fair, it really is not. So that's why I ended up using the Crystal Sphere gloves. I was thinking about using the boots as well, but I don't like to usually use 3 pieces from the same set, because I feel like it's too much. That being said, I think the bond arms and boots for Warlock specifically is not a bad thing, because the bond's not enough coverage in my opinion. So in the Warlock's case, I think those 3 are fine usually, but it's like a case-by-case study, because this one's like for sure would be better, because again, the bond's pretty disappointing. It's just a bond with some stasis crystal, like 1, compared to like some other bonds that are actually very, very good, like something like this instead. So I really, really like this one. If it were up to me, I would probably say, I feel like the Warlocks probably won this one, just because I feel like I fuck with the Warlock one very heavily, because it is really, really good, like genuinely. So yeah, let me know about the new format if you guys like it. Again, I really like this format because we could actually go in game and actually showcase some other things. Like for example, like maybe you didn't like the Astral Stasis Drake. I'd probably do something like this instead then, because this also gives off more of like a more like an elven lord type of shit. Or you could also do something like this, or this. That one looks actually really good. Or this. No, not that one. Definitely no, not that one either. Yeah, like we could do stuff like this, where like this one, you could definitely do this one and have the Warlock vibe, specifically like the witch vibe. I'm trying to see where the good. Yeah, here it is. You do this one as well. This one actually not that bad. Meh. But yeah, we can go in game and do this. Change the shaders if you really wanted to as well, because this, wow, this actually looks really good too. So yeah, this is like why I did it. So I most likely going forward, we're going to be doing this type instead, just because it is much more interesting in my opinion. I mean, if the other, like if you really wanted to see the other genders, I guess I could be like, all right, this is it. I'll show you the other genders right now, and then they'll just be rotating. But I feel like that's kind of a cop out, because you won't be able to see like, oh, like maybe you want to see the male version of this with the Eagle Malign. I'm definitely not going to go in game and do all of that situation because it's too much editing. And again, like I said, I want to do less editing so that way I can post more and faster, because some of the armor that we've been getting, dog, like some of the armor, I want to do these videos already. I want to do specifically, where is it? Is it World? I've already gotten all of the Aeon renewal stuff. I want to make a video on it already. I just can't because again, I got like a whole system that I have to go through. But if we do the class specific videos like this, it'll be way faster. And I'm also thinking about making a 4th video for this armor, or for armor specifically, where it's what's it called? I wrote it down. Hold on. It's like an impression video. So like I would make an impression video of like looking at the armor in game, showcasing some shaders, and then like some small fashion that like would work, or like that would work with it. And then we go through the review video, the shader, and then the class specific video. So an impression video would be pretty cool because then we can actually go in game and I can show you like what my thought process is when I first look at it. And it's much more of a casual thing as well. So I'm thinking about changing my content up a lot, less editing and more just actually showcasing a lot of the fashion. So let me know what you guys think. I appreciate y'all. Be safe. I'll see you guys later.